Week 16 of the fantasy basketball season, and here's a few guards I look to sell and trade this week. The first guy, Chris Paul of the Phoenix Suns. So Chris Paul, we know he missed some time with injury early in the last couple months here, but on the season, 14.5 points a game, 4.4 rebounds, 8.7 assists, 1.4 steals, 1.8 threes, and 45% from the field. But the last couple weeks here for CP3, 21.6 points a game, 5.6 rebounds, 10.4 assists, a steal, 2.8 threes, and 54% from the field. So right now he's putting up huge numbers over the last few weeks here since he returned to the lineup January 22nd. So right now, well, he's putting up huge numbers. We know he's been an injury-prone guard throughout his whole career. And we know Booker should be back sooner than later, where the numbers will take a little bit of a hit. This is a perfect time to sell him high, coming off an injury and playing great basketball. January 26th versus Dallas, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, a steal, 4 threes, 56% from the field. January 28th at the Spurs, 31 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists, a steal, 2 blocks, a 3, 60% from the field. And January 30th versus Toronto, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 blocks, 4 threes, and 45% from the field. So right here, shooting the basketball at a good rate and a good field goal percentage. The assists are way up there, especially averaging 10 over the last couple weeks here. And he's scoring the basketball at a good rate, like I mentioned, especially with Booker out. But once Booker comes back, some of these stats are going to take a hit, where we know Booker's a ball-dominant type of playmaker. So right now, while Chris Paul's back and playing good, he's a perfect sell-high candidate. Next guy's Buddy Hield of the Indiana Pacers. So Buddy Hield having a good season, no doubt, for this Pacer team, ranked in the top 40 in fantasy basketball on the season. On the season, 17.4 points a game, 4.9 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 1.1 steals, 3.8 threes a game, and 45% from the field. So Hield shooting the basketball at a great rate, hitting that 3-ball pretty well. But he's a guy that I think he's going to hit the wall sooner than later, where the shooting isn't going to stay at this pace here for Buddy Hield. And we've already seen it a little bit already with him. Last season he shot only 40%, and this year it's up to 45%. So over the last couple weeks, he's still keeping in that 45 ranges here, but I think the scoring is going to go down a little bit here. We know Tyrese Halliburton should be back in the lineup any game now for this Pacer team. And right now, I think the numbers are just going to drop off. January 25th, the Magic, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, 6 threes, 53% from the field. January 27th versus the Bucks, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 5 threes, 61% from the field. And January 29th at Memphis, 3 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, a 3, and 25% from the field. So right here, the last ball game, he shot poorly from the field at Memphis. But he's a guy that's definitely a steal specialist, and he can rebound and hit threes as well. So he'll give you 3 or 4 categories, is Buddy Hield. But right now, I don't think the scoring is going to stay up to snuff or the field goal percentage. And I think you could deal him off as a sell-high guy still this week in the third and final guard. So this week here's Kyrie Irving of the Brooklyn Nets. So Kyrie Irving, no doubt about it, he's been one of the best teammates, and he's almost played every game this season here for this Brooklyn Nets team. We know early in the season there was some things going on, but now he's been focused and he's been putting up monster numbers on the season. 27.3 points a game, 5.1 rebounds, 5.3 assists, 1.1 steals, 3.3 threes a game, and 48% from the field. But the last few weeks here, he's been on a tear, especially since Kevin Durant's been out. 34.9 points a game, 6.4 rebounds, 7.6 assists, 2.3 steals a game, a whopping 4.4 threes a game, and 50% from the field. So he's been on a tear as Kyrie Irving. He's playing some of the best basketball of his NBA career here, no doubt about it. But now with Kevin Durant coming back in a couple weeks, I believe, for this Brooklyn Nets team. And with Kyrie Irving, you know, there's always something with him where you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. I mentioned him last week on the sell list here. And right now, he just keeps putting up big games after game. But now, with those factors factoring in with the Durant court things usually with Kyrie Irving, I think it's a matter of time. So the numbers and even the games played, I think, will go down for him sooner than later. January 26th versus Detroit, 40 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 6 threes, 51% from the field. January 28th versus the Knicks, 32 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, 5 threes, 44% from the field. And January 30th versus the Lakers, 26 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, a block, 3 threes, and 43% from the field. So Irving, he's been hitting that 3-ball. We know he's been a decent rebounder throughout his career and a good passer. And right now, while he's at peak value and everything's going right for him, and the Brooklyn Nets. This is a perfect time to sell them off, so that's a few guards I look to sell here in Week 16 of the fantasy basketball season.